Hey, Winganati. Um, I don't even really, to be honest with you, I have no desire to actually blog today, but promise is a promise. So, um, I have so much going on in my head right now, and some of it's good, some of it's bad. Um, I guess first let me start with talking about this whole Detroit Lions Dallas Cowboys fiasco. God, that pissed me off. Listen, I get it. I know, I'm not even upset that the Dallas Cowboys won. To be honest with you, congratulations, Cowboys. Go on and face Green Bay. I could care less. What's bothering me more is the fans. And I never realized how bitchy and whiny the Cowboys fans are. I mean, is this a new trend, or is this something that's been going on for years and I just never noticed it? Listen, I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I've been a Detroit Lions fan my entire life, and I'm used to them losing. So them losing is not a big issue to me. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is that this call that turned into a non-call, and yet I'm hearing these Cowboys who won talking crap like we shouldn't be upset about this big, huge, controversial call. Really? Prior to the game, I heard all sorts of stuff like, the NFL's favoring the Detroit Lions because they let Sue off of his suspension. Guess what? He won it back. Let's face it. What happened? If you watch the footage, it's not like Sue stomped on Aaron Rodgers' ankle. It's not like he actually did anything intentional. But he took the fine anyway. You guys were crying that he's actually being allowed to play. Now, if you were a tough enough team, you guys would have actually not been worried at all about that. And I'm not talking the Cowboys players, I'm talking the fans. If you guys actually were worried that Sue was going to play, then you don't have any faith really in your team. So you're actually acting like a whole bunch of pansy asses, and that tells me that you guys aren't really that good of a fans. Secondly, you've all seen the footage. It's plain, it's simple, it's direct, and even the NFL themselves have issued a statement apologizing for a bad decision, bad call. ESPN covered it. Fox Sports covered it. CNN Sports covered it. MSNBC's covered it. I mean, it even made the Today Show. Yet, the Cowboy fans, the fans, want to sit there and say that there was no bad call. Or, oh, one play does not make a game. Okay, well, didn't you guys win by one play? So why don't you take away your touchdown? Oh, wait, no, you don't want to, because that means you would lose. One play does make a game. Let's face it, let's look at the facts. Correct. Detroit, even if they grabbed that catch, would not have had a touchdown. But with that interference, they would have actually had a brand new set of downs. They would have actually been able to get the ball, and they would have been 15 yards closer to the thing. Would they have scored? We don't know. Now, I can't say yes, and I can't say no that would have happened. But what I can say is that it would have been a different game. One play like that changes the outcome of the entire game. Why? Because it was on the next set of plays where the Dallas Cowboys get it, and they get a touchdown. Okay, yeah, Detroit didn't stop them, and Dallas, congratulations, you got a touchdown. But the fact is that that series for Dallas Cowboys would not have happened when it did. Period. So you guys want to sit there and say that us Detroit Lion fans are whiny or bitchy or complaining. Well, guess what? You guys are actually worse than us. You guys whined and complained before the game. Okay? That was before the game. Alright? Now, do we have something to complain about? Yes. Why? Because even the NFL says we do. Let's take a look at it. Now, even if we wanted to discourage that, the NFL, the referees even said that there wasn't the face mask that you guys are claiming. Oh, well, that would have changed everything. That would have ruled out that interference. First off, let's take a look at that interference that never happened. Not only was he holding his jersey, not only was he not looking back at the ball, which would have clearly dictated that it was interference, he was just totally up in the guy. That's kind of too... even if they didn't want to call it interference, that was he was holding them back. So that's holding. Okay? So there's two technical fouls there waved aside. Now, I know what you guys say, oh, well, there was a face mask thing. Even the referee said when he watched the footage back that his hand never grasped the face mask. His hand was on the face mask. Therefore, it was an official face masking. There was no shaking of it. There was no... there was no aggressiveness. There was no yanking the guy to the ground with it. So even if it was a face mask, that's a 5-yard penalty backwards, still giving us the ball, and still having the downs. Okay, now let's talk about Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant comes onto the field without his helmet to argue when he was supposed to be on the sideline. Once again, that equals a penalty. Did they give it? No. They did not. So in that incident, there would have been 3 Cowboy penalties to 1 Lions penalty. That would have changed the game completely. Completely. But you guys say, oh, well, 1 play doesn't make a game. Well, guess what? If that play didn't happen, you guys wouldn't have gotten the ball. So therefore, your 1 play of getting a touchdown would not have happened. People always say that there's such a thing as a sore loser. Guess what? You know what? You're right. There are such a thing as a sore loser. But the fact is that we actually do have something to gripe about. Can we change it? No. Can we be pissed about it? Fuck yeah. Why? Because there was a massive mistake that shouldn't have been happened, and our team lost on account of it. And don't come out with, well, they had chances afterwards. No, you know what? First off, the chances afterwards wouldn't have needed to happen. Wouldn't have even needed to happen. The game would have been a completely different game. You don't know what the score would have been. We might have scored. We might not have scored. The Cowboys might have scored. They might not have scored. It would have been a completely different game. The score could have remained the same. It could have changed. There could have been 2 scores each. Who knows? We will never know, because these scab referees of some sort ended up faking it. Not to mention that there was the actual footage of the referee, the head referee, who said, "No, I had better view. It's not a penalty." Going and hanging out on the Cowboys bus prior. Yet, that doesn't matter? That doesn't seem like, oh, well, he's hanging out with the Cowboys, he might be a Cowboys fan, and he's reffing the Cowboys game. It calls the most controversial call in favor of the Cowboys. No, there doesn't seem like any possible chance of hanky-panky whatsoever. So, I'm not mad at the Dallas Cowboys. They did what they did. Plain and simple. Congratulations, Dallas Cowboys. Go on, try to win against Green Bay. Do what you got to do. What I am mad at is Cowboy fans acting like a bunch of dumbasses and trying to claim that nothing happened, that the game wouldn't have changed. You know what? At least be realistic. One thing I can say about Detroit Lions fans, win, lose, or draw, and trust me, we've had an 0-16 season, so we've lost. Our fans have not changed. I watch fair-weather Dallas Cowboy fans all the time. Hey, they're winning, I'm a fan. Hey, they're losing, Romo sucks. We will always support it. Now, when Dominique Raiola did something stupid, I was like, you know what, the dude was a dumbass. He did something stupid. I made jokes about it saying, well, maybe he was fat and he just couldn't jump that high. But I knew that he was guilty. When Sue stomped on Clay Matthews a couple years ago, I made a joke about it. Said, oh, he was just trying to find a spider. But guess what? He was guilty as sin. I don't think that Sue was a thing on Aaron Rodgers because I've watched it. It doesn't look like he was doing anything intentional, and it's nothing that no one else has done in the NFL. Problem is, Aaron Rodgers is a little pansy, so everything that happens to Rodgers is a penalty. Why can't he man up and be like a Tom Brady, okay? At least I'm giving Brady that, and I'm not even a Patriots fan. My problem is Cowboys fans, you guys don't even have your shit together, but you guys want to sit there and claim that they dominated the game. You guys looked like absolute garbage in that game, face it. And the fact that that call happened in your favor was simply just a telling that you guys actually had to pay off frickin' referees to actually have a game win in the playoffs. Sorry, you were about to lose to the Detroit Lions, and that would have been embarrassing for your entire city. Get over yourselves. Now, have a nice day. The Winganati has spoken. And, one pride. Hashtag one pride. Go Lions.